Hi everybody. I am going to do a changing video of Ryan. Today is Tuesday, but by the time this is uploaded and stuff, it'll be Wednesday, so getting her ready for Wednesday. And while I am changing her, I am going to reveal the answer to my 2 truths and a lie. First off, I'm going to be putting her in this Zutano brand onesie. It has got a 2 butterflies, actually 3. I didn't even see the orange one. 3 butterflies and a flower. And it's a side snap one. And I will be taking off her Zutano sleeper gown. I also have these truly scrumptious shoes that I'll be putting with it. I do have pants, but I'm not sure I will be putting them on because they look like they're huge. Excuse me. So, my 2 truths and a lie. Where should I start? I know that I saw, I want to say a couple comments. Okay, number 1 was, I have 3 brothers and a sister. Number 2 is, I wore a bird costume all day in high school on a dare. And number 3 is, I'm allergic to weird foods such as pork and lettuce. I want to say 2 people said the bird. It's 1 o'clock on Tuesday, so when I last looked, 2 people said, I believe 2 people said it was the bird costume. 1 person said it was 3 brothers and a sister. And the 3rd person said the weird allergy. Hopefully this fits on her. It's size newborn, and she usually wears size newborn, but it's really tight. It's almost looking like a preemie size onesie. I will start off saying that I wore a bird costume all day in high school on a dare. Start off with that one. That is the truth. I cannot find the pictures. I think they're at my parents' house. I know some of my friends probably have pictures of it too. But in high school, I was a theater geek. More specifically, I was a techie. For those that don't know what a techie is, I was involved in musical or in theater, and I did like the technical aspect. I was the sound technician for my high school. I started in 10th grade, 11th grade, and then 12th grade. The school actually hired me because they had just put in this new state-of-the-art sound system, and they would rent out our auditorium for like banquets or parties, or like at one point traveling theater company came and they rented out the auditorium for the weekend and put on like little kiddie type plays, like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears type little plays for children. But the school district did not trust anybody to run this, just anybody to run this system. So they hired me, so when the auditorium was rented out, I was part of the package. So my senior year, I actually worked for the high school, or for my school district. But being a theater geek, I think it was my senior year. I'm 99.9% sure it was my senior year I did this. Senior year, When I started school there in the school went from 10th to 12th grade. When I started in 10th grade, our theater was torn up. And then in the 11th grade was when we finally got the new theater. 12th grade, we finally got all of our theater stuff out of storage. And we were unpacking, I wonder if you can see your cute little shoes. We were unpacking the costumes and we found, I don't even remember what play my drama teacher said it was from that they had done in the past. It was this velour aqua cockatoo costume. And I pulled it out of the box and everybody just thought this thing was hilarious. And I was dared to put it on. So I put it on, you know, in class. Then a friend dared me, because drama was my second class of the day. First class of the day was English, first period. Second period was drama. So anyways, a friend of mine dared me to wear it the rest of the day in school for, I think it was like $10, something like that. And I did it. And I actually ended up with more than the $10 because other friends got in on the bet because they thought I would be taking it off. And basically it was like a betting pool by the end, and I was the only one that said I'd wear it all day. So I got all of the money from the pool. Because basically that was the bet, or the pool was, when would I take it off? And if I made it all day, I got all the money. Well, it ended up being like $50, but, you know, in 2000, that would have been 2000, or 2000, it's 2001 because it was right before graduation. 2001, a high school student, $50 was a lot of money, so I did wear the bird costume all day. And like I said, I am pretty sure I have friends that have pictures of it. That was before cell phones had cameras, but I had a few friends that carried cameras around all the time. There was a drama awards at the end of every year, and I also wore the bird costume to the drama awards, so I know there's pictures from that. Like I said, I have a feeling mine are at my parents' house. So that is a truth. That was number 2. I will bounce back to number 1. Number 1, I have 3 brothers and a sister. That is the lie. I am an only child. I'm not going to go into too much details. Basically, my mother had a difficult birth with me. And it was at the point during the birth that my dad was asked who he wanted to save, my mom or me. And at one point, the doctor just said, oh, the decision is made for you, because they thought I was dead. But, so the doctor instructed my mom not to have any more children. So I am an only child, which honestly, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but you get all the attention, blah, blah, blah. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. While I did get a lot of attention and I was spoiled, you know, things like going on trips were absolutely no fun to me. I hated when my dad's into cars and collecting cars, and we'd always go to car shows growing up. Later on, my parents discovered that I was always bored out of my mind and had absolutely no fun. So they started letting me bring friends with. But that wasn't, I want to say that started happening like late junior high. Like 8th grade was when they finally started letting me take friends with. When we would go on car show weekends, or we only went on a couple family vacations. And oh my gosh, these are huge on her. And they said they're 0 to 3 months, but yeah, they're way big. But I am an only child. I hated every minute of it. Even as an adult, I'm still not fond of it, because even as much as my husband and his siblings fight, they still have each other. And while his biological mom and his dad aren't even on speaking terms, but once again, like, once their parents are gone, they still have each other. Once my parents are gone, it's me. And while I do have first cousins, there's really only one of them that I'm semi-close to. She's the godmother of both of my kids. But other than that, I'm kind of the black sheep of the family. A lot of my family, or I should say my mom's one brother and his 3 kids, are like ultra religious. They go to like the mega churches, stuff like that. And first of all, I'm a black sheep because I went to a Lutheran school in junior high, a Lutheran private school, and I converted from our non-denominational religion to Lutheran. I told my parents that. I'm like, there's too much stuff in the religion I had grown up with that I question. Like, even to the point, the religion I grew up with, you cannot be baptized until you are ready as a typically teenager, early teenager, like 14 or 13 to like 16 is usually when they baptize. Oh no, it starts at 10, not 10. Maybe it's like 11 or 12. I was in 6th grade. I just remember this. I was in 6th grade, and a lot of my friends in the church were getting baptized, and I filled out my application to be baptized, and the youth pastor denied it. There's a fuzzy on her. And her reasoning for denying it was because I questioned things in the faith. And she said that that told her I was not ready for the adult seriousness because I would question things. Like in the religion, they did not baptize until that late in age. But then they also preached that unless you were baptized, you were going to hell. So I would seriously ask the question, what if a child or a baby is not baptized and they pass away? Then what? And because she couldn't answer some of these questions, that automatically made me a bad person. So I told my parents after that, after being at this private school, I started believing more about the Lutheran faith, stuff that they were taught. I believed in the baptism as a baby. And after that, my mom's one family, because I was leaving the religion. No, it's nothing like Scientology type cult, but it was a Christian-based, non-denominational church. I'm not going to say what name it is, but I mean, in some aspects, looking back, I think it was cult-like. But anyways, my mom's, that side of the family, I am completely an outcast because I'm a heathen, because I'm Lutheran. Granted, my husband, my 2 kids, and I are all baptized Lutheran. We go to church, not on a regular basis like we used to. I know we need to get back into that. My husband, we're talking about going back to the church he grew up in. We just haven't yet. But that's my mom's family. My mom's sister has 2 kids. Her daughter's the one that I'm semi-close with. And her son, I keep in contact with, but I'm not really close with. And my other uncle has 4 kids that he doesn't even talk to his 2 daughters due to a divorce. He has his 2 sons, and growing up, I didn't really know the 2 sons. as we were adults, they kind of started coming back to the family, and, you know, I semi got to know them. Like, my dad and mom are really close to them. But my one cousin that I was closer to, his wife is a busybody, and her and I do not see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, and she's caused a lot of drama, so I've just backed off. So that would be number one. I am an only child. I do not have any siblings. And the last one is, I am allergic to weird things like pork, shellfish, and lettuce. That is true. I learned the shellfish allergy the hard way. My best friend and my husband decided to take me to Red Lobster one day, and I ordered fish. She ordered crab. He ordered crab. She ordered lobster, and I just tasted both of theirs. And less than a half an hour later, Red Lobster, where I'm from, is across the street from Target. My husband and I had to run to Target, and we were going to go over to my friend's house after. We were at Target, and my mouth started feeling funny, and all of a sudden my tongue went numb. So I called my friend, and I told her what's up, and she's like, you know, maybe you should go home and call urgent care line or the Ask a Nurse line. So I did, and Ask a Nurse said, get your butt to the ER now. By the time I got to the ER, my tongue was so swollen, I couldn't even close my mouth. I never did stop breathing, and they didn't have to intubate me. It didn't get to that point, so we got to the hospital in time. But I do carry an EpiPen everywhere with me, especially now being down south. Because my first time eating it, I had such a negative reaction. They said the reaction's probably just going to get worse. I've never had to use my EpiPen. That was probably over 10 years ago this happened. So I've had an EpiPen since. I have a weird pork allergy. I've always had stomach issues. I am lactose intolerant as well. But every time I would eat, this is right around the time we found out about the shellfish allergy. Every time I'd eat, I'd get sick. And it was like, it didn't matter what I would eat. My husband thought, oh, it's just because you're always having cheese. Like, I'd eat a bacon cheeseburger and get instantly sick. We'd have pizza, and I'd always get Hawaiian pizza, which has pineapple and Canadian bacon on it. Instantly sick. I would get a salad with ham in it. Instantly sick. I would eat like a dinner with ham. Instantly sick. Well, my husband, I would always have some sort of cheese thing with it. So my husband always thought, oh, it's just your lactose allergy acting up. Cut out all dairy. So I took basically dairy completely out of my diet. So instead of a bacon cheeseburger, I just order a bacon burger. When I'd have a salad, I would order just the lettuce and the ham and the turkey on it. I always get chef salads. And I would still get sick. And we cut out pizza completely, and I would still get sick. And then one day it dawned on me, because we were literally down in Texas. We were at my in-laws' house, and what did I eat? She made she made bacon and eggs for breakfast. My mother-in-law did. All I ate was the bacon, and I instantly got sick, because usually I would eat like the bacon, the eggs, and everything else, and I'd eat when I eat eggs, I always eat it with toast, and most people use butter for their toast. So I didn't eat the eggs or the toast, and I got sick from eating the bacon. And that's when it dawned on me. It wasn't the cheese, it wasn't the dairy, it was the bacon. And after that, I have cut out all pork products, and I have not had, I've had gastrointestinal issues since, but nothing like they used to be. I also, after I cut it out, probably about 6 months later, my doctor wanted me to just give it a test again to see if it really was the pork. So I tried eating some pork and I broke out in hives. And he's like, okay, that's a true allergy. You cut it out, you were doing good, you eat it once and now you're breaking out in hives. Yeah, you're allergic to it. Don't eat it anymore. So I don't eat pork anymore. I am also, later on, probably about 5 years ago, I loved salad. We would go out to eat and I would get a chef salad with turkey and cheese and tomatoes and cucumbers. Oh, I loved salad. I still, occasionally, I will put up with the allergy stuff just to eat the salad, but it's not too often. But I love salad, and I kept getting sick after eating salad. Once again, I was thinking it's the cheese. So I took the cheese off. And I'm like, well, maybe it's French dressing. So then it was ranch. Maybe it's the ranch dressing. So then I started eating French. It wasn't the French dressing or the ranch dressing. So then I'm like, well, what else? So growing up, there was this other dressing called Catalina that my grandmother used to have. So I tried that, and I'd still get sick. I eat a cheeseburger with lettuce, get sick. It dawned on us that it was the lettuce. And then I also used to have my skin is still really dry. I would get eczema patches everywhere. And I would burn, my skin was just horrible. You probably can't really see it, but I've got dry skin. This is even with lotion on it. I just, have bad dry skin. But it was worse than this. I would have huge, red patches, rash-like patches, but they wouldn't itch, they would more burn. And I would get those as soon as I took the lettuce out of my diet. My skin went from, painful, horrible burning to at least just, the dry, flaky skin. And I also, once I cut out lettuce from my diet, I'll burn if I'm outside in the sun too long without sunscreen. But I don't really burn like I used to. If I walked outside now and I was outside 10 minutes, I would burn. Now I can be outside 4 hours without sunscreen on, which I know is a no-no. But I'm not going to turn into a crispy lobster like I used to. So I do have weird food allergies. I will not be surprised if another one pops up soon, because it seems like every 5 years a new weird one pops up. Family gets so happy with me when I come to eat because of the allergies. But that is my 2 truths and a lie.